Welcome. Chronic sinusitis, stuffy nose, difficulty breathing can really create a lot of misery, affect your sleep, affect your daily habits, affect your concentration, and most of all, having the pain and the discomfort. So these particular techniques can be quite effective for you. They're natural, they're safe, you can do this as often as you want, and most important, they get great results. So let's get going. There is a significant direct correlation between the nerves underneath the suboccipital region, upper part of the cervical spine, and what goes on back into the head, behind the eyes, the sinuses, the ears, as well as what goes on back within the nasal region. We can see that the autonomic nervous system is quite complex, and the upper two areas of the spine affect behind the eyes, into the nasal region, and affects all back up into the head. This first remedy I designed many years ago because of the fact that many of these conditions stem indirectly from underneath the skull. What we're going to do is we're going to stimulate underneath the back of the skull with our thumbs. By doing so, as I turn around, this area right underneath the back of the skull, you'll feel a little indentation. You're going to go little circular movements for about 10 seconds first. Then you're going to go ahead and grab with these four fingers the top of your skull right here. You're going to grab it and you're going to push down. So as you take your thumbs underneath the back of the skull like this, and as you grab your fingers on top of the head and as you push down, you're going to squeeze your thumb and your fingers closer together right on the crown of the head. So it's going to be like this. And as you push underneath the skull and push down on the crown of the head, and as you keep holding that position, you will start to feel around the nasal passages, things start happening. You're going to start to feel like it starts to open. You'll feel a sensation. You're going to hold that point and keep holding it for a good minute or so until you feel those sinuses and that nasal passages start to open up. The next great technique is taking your tongue and pushing it up against your palate above. And push it straight up against your palate and hold it there for 20 seconds as you apply pressure right between your eyebrows for 20 seconds. Go ahead and do that. The second part of this technique is to take your tongue and push it against the hard palate only for 5 seconds. Release it, take your thumb and push it between your eyebrows, hold it for 5 seconds, and then release it, and then continue to alternate that. So the pressure of the tongue for 5 seconds, release, put pressure between the eyebrows for 5 seconds, release, and do that for a total of a minute, and that should help you. The next part is to release the maxillary sinus. This is really simple but very effective. Take your two fingers, come down the outside of the opening of your nostrils right here, and I want you to come out maybe about 1/4 of an inch underneath this bone right here, the maxillary bone right here. I want you just to put pressure in and up and hold that point right there and hold it for like 30 seconds. This is going to help the sinuses to start to release. Hold that point and just relax and hold it a good 30 seconds. Now the last portion of this technique is that if you're experiencing pressure high up near the eyes, in the forehead, on the sides of the temporal area, what I want you to do is I want you to take your thumb and your second finger, and I want you to squeeze the inside of the eyebrows like this, okay? And as you squeeze it, move around in little circles like this. You can go clockwise or counterclockwise. Do that for about 20 seconds. And then I want you to come off in the middle of the eyebrow, squeeze the upper and lower eyebrows of both sides. And as you squeeze it, I want you to move it around little circles. What you can also do is you can bring your head down a little bit. That will actually increase gravity and flow of the sinus. And do that for like 20 seconds. And then you go to the outside of the eyebrow, which is the third point. Take it, you're going to go in little circular motions as you apply pressure in there, as you bring your head down and forward, and you do that for 20 seconds. That's going to increase the stimulation of the sinuses up above the eye region. I really hope you utilize these particular techniques. They're very effective, they're very safe. Many people out there are on all kinds of sinus medication, antihistamines, as well as steroids, which can be quite dangerous to the system. So if we can help accelerate the healing process by increasing these changes and you can feel well naturally, you've done a great job. I ask you to share these videos on your social media. Leave your comments below. You can also leave comments on my Facebook at Motivational Doc. I ask you to subscribe so you can continue to get the cutting edge of these self-help videos that I've been putting out for many, many years. But most important, I ask you to make it a great day. I'm Dr. Alan Mandell.